Before you complain about anything on my page, ask yourself, did I ask you to follow me? Mother, Not sure if this is I love you or I leave you. Sitting alone and enjoying your own company is better than being surrounded by fake people. MCFAIL McDonald's red-faced as cups featuring cartoon boy and girl falling in love become very X-rated when viewed from certain angles. Now what I will say about this is, this isn't by accident. A new range of plastic cups by McDonald's featuring a boy and girl falling in love has gone viral after customers spotted that the couple could be forced into much more racy poses. The fast food chain launched a new line of McFizz drinks in Japan when a boy and girl on each side of the transparent cup leaning in for an innocent peck. And then you tilt the cup and it looks like she's giving them a blowjob. And that's not by accident, they just didn't think you'd spot it all. This was yesterday, so I'm probably just about ready to go back on shitbook. You may have used Facebook in a way that our system considered unusual even if you didn't mean to. You can post again in 21 hours. Or you can move over to me, we don't get that sort of shit. Court in France rules for removal of smart meters for medical reasons. Can't make the writing actually, you'll have to read it yourself, links in description as usual. And if you ever needed any more proof that the UN is a tool of the Illuminati, the New World Order, whatever shit you want to call them, whatever name they've come up with to rename themselves and rebrand themselves today, UN issues warning to Italy over ban on migrant ships entering Italian ports. United Nations voices concerns over leader Matteo Salvini's new anti-mass immigration law, which is exactly what we would be doing if we didn't have a bunch of Zionist sellout, Israel-loving, backstabbing bastards in Parliament. This week, populist leader Matteo Salvini's government passed new legislation that fines ships carrying migrants up to $1 million US, 1.12 million euros, 1.12 million US dollars, if they attempt to dock in Italian ports without permission. Column: global economy is probably in recession. Now, you're going to get them coming out and saying it's not, we're doing great, we're doing better than ever. This is all the shit that they come out with before the boom, because it's coming. The global economy is probably in recession, with most cyclical indicators showing business activity is flat or falling. Recession becomes obvious only once they are well established, given the lagging nature of most economic data. An end-of-cycle recession are usually impossible to distinguish from mid-cycle slowdowns until well after the slowdown has started. The arrival of a recession is always controversial at the set time of, and usually missed by most forecasters, as the leading business cycle economist Victor Zamowicz noted. And we've got the new Chancellor, Savid Javid. UK is not in recession. See, one saying one saying. The Chancellor has told BBC News that in the UK is not in recession and that the first quarter economic contraction is 6.5 years was no surprise, playing down the unexpected weak number but acknowledging some Brexit factors. I'm not expecting recession at all, and in fact, don't take my word for it. There's not a single leading forecaster out there that is expecting a recession. The Independent Bank of England is not expecting a recession, and that's because they know that the fundamentals remain strong, Savid Javid said. Or, as I prefer to call him, lying bastard. Earthquake! Cornwall earthquake rocks West Country, shaking houses and creating boom like a plane crash. There's a video, there's links in the description if you want to read it. An earthquake with a magnitude of 2.2 rocks parts of West Cornwall last night. Residents in Helston, Redeth and Falmouth felt their homes shaking and heard a loud boom like a plane crash shortly before 6 p.m. It's all going exactly to plan. Q&A. Rutgers law professor who says paedophilia is not a crime, it's a disorder, argues Margot Kaplan. Well, we know what she is, don't we? Get a compelling long read and most must-have lifestyle tips in your inbox. Paedophilia, a disorder, not a crime. Of course it's a crime. Think back to your first childhood crush. Maybe it was a classmate or a friend next door, most likely through school and into adulthood. It's just trying to say that paedophilia is not a crime when it is. And they should, it's a sickness, I won't dispute that, but they need to be away from everyone to make us all safe. Police have no duty to protect you, federal court affirms yet again. Following last February's shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, some students claimed local government officials were at fault for failing to provide protection at students. The students filed suits naming 60 defendants, including the Broad School District and the Broad Sheriff's Office, as well as School Deputy Scott Patterson and Campus Monitor Andrew Medea. On Monday, though, a federal judge ruled that the government agencies had no constitutional duty to protect students who were not in custody. This latest decision adds to a growing body of case law establishing that government agencies, including police agencies, have no duty to provide protection to citizens in general. Neither the Constitution nor state law impose a general duty upon police officers or other government officials to protect individual persons from harm, even when they know the harm will occur, said Darren L. Hutchinson, a professor and associate dean at the University of Florida School of Law. Michael Obama is a man. Barack Obama is gay. There's the pictures, we all know it. From Larry Sinclair and Mia Pope's explosive expose of Barack Obama's homosexuality and photographical lying to Joan Rivers' recent comments about Michael Obama being a transsexual, evidence is piling up that America had its first drag queen. Michael Obama has the face, shoulders, hips, hands, musculature, Adam's apple height and width proportions of a man. Watch the video below, made by knowledgeable women with a criminal justice forensic background, dissect the truth about the first lady boy man. Joan Rivers flat out stated that Obama is gay and Michelle Michael is a tranny. We all know it, just a month before her death, and one anonymous source has even pegged Michael Obama as being born Michael LaVaughn Robinson. Michael Obama, first lady boy of the United States, was born Michael LaVaughn Robinson in Chicago, Illinois on January 17, 1964. He was the second son born to Fraser Robinson III, a well-known cocaine dealer and union thug for crime lord Mayor Richard D. J. Daley, and Marion Shields Robinson, a transient street prostitute who was diagnosed with the HIV virus in '98. Fellow schoolmates observed that Robinson could regularly be heard lamenting over how he is a woman trapped inside a man's body. On January 13th, 83, he underwent sex reassignment surgery at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine to hide the shame of his new identity. Michael left Oregon State to attend Princeton University under his new legal name, Michelle Robinson. Years later, he met Barry Obama Jr., or Barry Satora. They subsequently married and adopted 2 children. Been saying it for a long time. I'm glad that it's finally been proven. Huge power cut paralyses Britain. 1 million people are affected as blackouts hit homes, airports, traffic lights and trains across the country after failure of the national grid. They were testing something here. Blackouts were reported in London and the South East today, as well as Midlands, North East of England. Victoria Line was plunged into darkness as a result of outage which affected millions across the country. Power cuts caused by problems with 2 generators, according to National Grid Electrical System Operator. It is now investigating the cause of the problem, which has been resolved, although the disruption remains. The National Cyber Security Centre's incident management team has been in touch with the National Grid. Although after an investigation, the centre said there is no evidence the issue was related to a cyber incident. Those caught up in chaos have described apocalyptic scenes with commuters disembarking, trains on tracks. Have you been affected by power cuts? Blah blah blah. Millions of people were affected by major blackouts today after power cuts paralysed the nation, causing chaos as homes, airports, traffic lights and trains were all left without electricity due to a failure of the national grid. Areas including London and the South East, as well as the Midlands and the North West, were all left without power in scenes described as a nightmare by those caught up in the confusion. The National Grid Electricity System Operator has revealed that outage was caused by a problem with 2 generators, but is still investigating. It is in touch with National Cyber Security Centre, which has said there was no evidence that the issue was related to cyber incident. Although the issue has now been resolved, there is still major disruption across the country. Those affected by the outage have described the scenes of total and utter chaos, without saying it was like witnessing something out of an apocalyptic film. Lose a bit of power and apparently it's chaos, just like they would like. Aye. Britain comes to a standstill as power cut chaos causes chaos. Trains, traffic lights and airports hit as national grid outage affects 1 million across England and Wales. It felt apocalyptic rush hour panic as London goes dark. They're using that apocalyptic word several times here, so there's something else they're trying to tell us here. It was probably a test, like I say. Hospital staff vote to strike over backdoor privatisation. Economy shrinks for first time in 7 years. What is wrong with quiet holiday near home? I want to ride my bike, just don't make me go outside. Telegraph. Britain hit by power cut chaos. Palace and Number 10 hold talks to keep the Queen out of Brexit by encounters with Epstein and Duke. They're all coming out about the dirty little paedophiles, but they ain't gonna get away with it either. The Times. Bailout fund to prop up business after Brexit. No deal plans accelerated amid recession fears. See, the recession's always been coming, but they're going to try and blame it on Brexit if we ever get there, which I seriously doubt we will. Express. Power cuts chaos as 3-day storm sweeps in. So we can't handle when we get some sun, we can't handle when we get some winds. And we've got people in Parliament pretending to be government in charge of stopping this sort of thing happening. Why? Piss up brewery couldn't organise? PM tells civil servants to rapidly prepare for exit on October 31st. All guns blazing for no deal Brexit. Family so proud of Britain's toughest cop. What? Because he's not kicked anyone's door in today because they hadn't paid the gas or electric bill, or he's not kicked the door in to throw them out on the streets because they fell behind with their crooked mortgage. No, so he's Britain's toughest cop, is he? How about being tough against the banks instead of for them? Daily Fail. Zara's secret 100,000 deal with tycoon. Mail probe reveals how millionaire bankrolled royals. The Guardian. Army's frontline in crisis as recruitment collapses. Good. Cancer war metaphors may harm recovery. I think times when I take away all my kids' phones, especially on vacation. I have times though. Mirror. Nora will be missing cuddles to bedtime. Mum's heartbreak as judge search for 15-year-old goes on. Waste of paper. Go to jail. Lads nicked paying Spain bar bill with Monopoly money. The scum taking the pee. Probe as Birdseye man wheeze on veg. Scumbag Ben wanted threesome with Nick. FT. Selfie-centred. Salvini in the frame after calling time on Italian coalition. British economy goes into reverse. First contractions in 7 years. Brexit uncertainty takes toll. Sterling falls to 2.5-year low. They tell you that the crash is upon us. Malaysia charges 17 past and present Goldman staff in 4.5 billion IMDb scandal. And finally, he. Send your pic. She. Send. He. Surely you're in red. She. No, I'm sitting and eating chips. And I put this in because it's almost like this goes off. It's 3 AM. Want to start crying again? I sent him a picture of my vagina and he said, if I'm still at the kebab shop, can I get him a chicken and coke? I help blind people. I give them independence. A Labrador. Alsatian. I protect people. I help them walk around without fear of criminals. The Beagle. I eat shoes. And I've got a Beagle and they eat everything.